Hey everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Anybody guess what I've been playing with this week? I've been having so much fun with this Doors thin cut. I just had to show you some of the stuff that I learned and some of the stuff that I did. So first off, right off the bat, I want you to make yourself a template. A template is when you run this through the machine, cut yourself a blank, well, cut yourself a group of the doors, and then I want you to cut all those doors off. Hands down, this is the best technique that you can possibly do to use this die cut, because then when you go to stamp your images, you can stamp them in the right places, take your door away, and then when you go to put your images on, none of your doors are creased or crinkled or ruined in any way. So this is actually belonging, this one here is this one. And I stamped all of the images in advance so that when it's time for me to put this down on my card, all I have to do is then you need to ink it up or put your glue on there. You gotta be a little bit careful. Do not use a bunch of glue on this because those little doors, they do need to open. So you take your, you know that this outer edge is gonna be just fine. So do that. And then you just kind of trek through where your little doors are and put glue in the spaces where there's a reasonable amount of room for that. If there's only 1/8 of an inch, I wouldn't even bother putting glue there. And then once you're done, you just glue that right down on the card. Now I did my stamping on the card base itself, and most of the time that was fine. Push down on each of those little door places. So that way when we go to, you can see that Very Sweet is under there, but when the person gets the card, it's not ruined for them. They can open these up and see what's inside for their own self. So that is super fun. It's so cute. I don't know if you can tell, but I added just some stickles. I added stickles in all the places where there's green, and then I couldn't help it. I also put it on a little jar. And I was so close to putting it around this little cantaloupe too. I should have, but I didn't want to push it. So anyway, and then on this one, I didn't put it on there, but I just added some little stickles. And I tell you what, I thought it was so cute to add just stickles on the little fruits. So on the second way, so I did the same thing. I started with my black thin cut, and then I chopped all those doors off. But instead, so this one is actually a layer. So there's a layer of polka dot doors, and then there's a layer of black. So all of those doors that I cut out have little critters inside. I'm gonna get this so you can see it. Maybe if I go this way. Little critters inside each of these doors. And so the only problem with, I did this one on the card base as well. So you can see where I have colored all the insides of my critters. So I used these Halloween critter guys. So you can, each of these are inside. There's my little witch girl and a little cauldron. And then here I got some candy corns. So I got all those guys. But so if you're going to be coloring in, if you're going to stamp on your card base and color in, you might want to put another layer in there. Otherwise, then I used, you know, these little spider guys and some of these messages for my front, and I'm completely happy with it. And then I tried something else completely different. And that is, I stamped my main images on the card front, and so these little doors are practically hidden. But you look a little closer and you can see that I've added some liquid glass. I'll wait for my video to catch up with me. Okay, so here I am. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it's a little shiny on there. Yeah, there we go. I've added some liquid glass to that happy birthday word so that it's a little, it's like embossed, only I did liquid glass, so I was a little easier. In order to do that, I did put a little something underneath each of the doors to keep it on a different level so that I didn't liquid glass my door shut. So I would recommend doing that. So anyway, I took this happy birthday set and I used, I think, I used everything except this happy birthday to you. And then on the inside, I stamped in a different font, happy birthday to you, inside each of these little boxes. So you never know what you're going to get inside the little box. And it's always going the wrong way for the shadows. D-A-Y to you. So that is a completely different way of doing it. So we've got 3 different ways where you can have the messages on the inside and the trinkets on the outside. You can have the trinkets on the inside and just empty doors that don't match your background, or you can completely cover your doors. And so I hope you have a lot of fun trying this out because it was super fun, and these little fruits are stinking adorable. And so anyway, happy playing with this door thin cut set because I had a blast. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy crafting.